So I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years, and I've learned a lot of things that makes you a great entrepreneur or helps you make a successful company. And one of them is sales and marketing. And in this video, I'm really going to focus on marketing. For me, sales is, you have to do sales if you have bad marketing. If you have really, really good marketing, you don't even need sales. Your clients will come and buy on their own. Let's put as an example, the iPhone. Apple has amazing marketing. Whenever you go to a store, you don't need to be sold. You come to a store and say, I want the iPhone 13 or I want the iMac Pro, whatever, right? You already sold. You just come because you want to buy at the store. You go online and you buy on your own. So if you have great marketing, that creates a very, very easy sale, or you don't even have to have a sales team. People will come and buy directly from you. And to do great marketing, the one thing that creates good marketing is telling good stories. And I was reading the other day in LinkedIn an article that I really liked. And it was an experiment that these two columnists of a magazine did to prove the value of stories. So the story that I read that I thought it was fascinating. In 2009, there was these two columnists that said, hey, let's prove the value of stories. They went into junk stores in New York and said, let's buy used things or the cheapest things that we could buy and then sell them on eBay with a great story and proof that a story could raise revenue. So they bought 100 pieces of objects that are like pens that you could find in the back of a sofa or in a kitchen drawer, any piece of machinery or whatever for a kitchen, but things that are worth, and by the way, everything they bought cost them an average of $1.29. Very, very old novelty pens, snow gloves, plastic mugs, planes, plastic planes, old teeny badges and stuff like that. Something that you have a lot in your house and you usually throw away or just give for free in a flea market or whatever. They went and bought 100 pieces for $1.29 each. And then they say, okay, let's go to post them in eBay and let's tell great stories about it. So they went and put each of these 100 pieces and they were telling a story around each of the pieces. So as an example, they have a pest dispenser, and in the pest dispenser, they told a story about their kid and how much time their kid play with the pest dispenser and how important it was for the kid. And they told a story around the kid with the pest dispenser, and then they put that pest dispenser in eBay. When they sold it, they got $3,612 of revenue of those 100 pieces. So they invested $400 and got $3,612. So what could have happened to raise the value of all these pieces by 2,800%? What was the only thing that changed and raised the valuation, or let's say the sales price, by 2,800%? What was it? Stories. If you tell a great story, that's what makes the big difference. So these journalists, their names, by the way, were Joshua, Glenn, and Rob Walker. And if you want to look the story online, there's a couple of articles that are great about them. So Rob and Joshua, they went, bought the pieces, sold on Amazon, told great stories, and made 2,800% of growth in value of their money because they told great stories. So what's in a great story? How to create and tell a great story that people would really enjoy and they really want to work with you. First, define your brand. What's your mission, your value, your unique selling point, and build it inside the story that you're telling so people will feel comfortable and they will feel aligned with you. They will feel identified with you, with who you are, your mission, your values. Then define your target audience. You have to be able to tell to the audience in their words what they're looking for. As an example for that, I use the empathy map that really helps you tell the story in the words that your client uses, not your words. I use completely different words that you use. So I'm not going to tell you a story on my words. I have to use it on your words. And the best way is to build an empathy map that you will put post-its in this tool that you could look online, and it will help you understand the pains, the gains, what they're hearing, what they're seeing, what they're struggling with. So you could really start telling that story with their words, with their story, so they could really feel as the center of the story. Then craft a clear message. Be very concise with the message and communicate exactly the brand value you're trying to communicate. As your core values and your mission that you told at the beginning, you want to make sure there's alignment in the story that is aligned, of course, to your brand's value, so people will feel comfortable. Once they want a solution, they will say like, wow, you have a solution that is aligned to my brand value and what I'm looking for. Why? Because they read on the story, they feel aligned to that, they see themselves in that story, and they're looking for the same brand value or the same core values around that. Of course, identify the hero, the customer, do it on their words. They are the customer, not you. And also write a compelling narrative, a good story. They have to have a conflict, a resolution, a transformation, the typical hero story, right? Have to help them see themselves with their pains, what they really want, how they're struggling, and really help them with a transformation, telling the story in someone else like them that had an amazing transformation. And people say like, wow, if that person was able to do it, I could do it. And they see themselves in the story, and that's going to help them really feel comfortable with the story. And of course, identify, and they want to have the same story for them to be the heroes of that story. And of course, ensure consistency of messaging, branding across all messages. I've seen people that tell a story in one medium and then they tell a different story in a different medium, or they have inconsistency of objectives, brand value, core values, unique selling points. And of course, if I read something about you somewhere and then I read something completely different, I was like, whoa, it doesn't feel right. Make sure you have consistency in all the medium. And here is something important that I learned from a marketer the other day. He said, ubiquity is the new exclusivity. Before, wanting to be exclusive in just one medium or just one channel was important. Today, no, you have to be everywhere. And that's exclusivity. The thought leaders that are in every channel, in every social network, and they have books, courses, posts in LinkedIn, in YouTube, and the rest. Each one has its own format of medium, is fine, but they all tell the same story. They all use the same values, unique selling points, the mission, and the rest. And if you're consistent in all the networks, then when someone goes online in YouTube and learns about you, and then they read a book and learn about you, and then they go to a magazine and read about you, it's like, wow, this is the leader of the category. If you want to own a category, you have to first own the words, the messaging in the category, and then they want to work with you. So use these steps on how to build or craft a great message, and then put it in several mediums. So where people are looking for and what's their best medium, they could find you and start working with you. So one of the things that I've learned is to tell great stories. And this is the book that I use to tell great stories. Donald Miller, he's a magician in telling stories. I really, really like the book. He said every story has these 7 things. And as an example, you need to have a hero in every story. You need to have someone that is the center of the story, that has a struggle, has a problem. They have something persecuting them, a problem or a person or something that happened bad to them. They touch bottom and then they become this great person, right? They are the hero. One of the biggest mistakes I see in marketing, people put themselves as the hero. So imagine I want to sell you a course or I want to sell you a consulting, and I put myself as a hero. So you said like, wow, I want to work from you or I want to learn from you. No, you have to put your client as the hero. I am just the guide to help you be the hero of the story. So the more you tell the story into the words that your client is the hero, that the client is an entrepreneur that has all this struggle and they want to go to a next level and they really want to be able to have a change in their mind, and they're looking for a guide, and the guy will guide them, but they will be the hero of the story. If you do it like that, then people will love the story. They will get emotionally engaged, and of course you're going to have a great marketing behind it. And if you have great marketing, then you have great sales. Really, really good book. It tells you all the process of how to tell a great story that will engage your users, will engage them as the hero of the story. They're going to be excited to work for you, and of course, buy from you and help you scale your company and take it to the next level. Really, really good book. Strongly encouraged. Hope this helps.